about the same time as dirt track racing and other things. But they also race cars and bicycles on them, by the way. Sometimes they're called motor drones. Why don't we step up? Step on up. This is about 19 teens and early 20s. And these bikes share some of the same characteristics of street bikes, and they were just, compared to today, pretty lightly modified compared to some of the motorsports that you see now. But just a few quick things I'll point out. You've got an oiler. These are manual oilers on the left side of the gas tank, that kind of diagonal mechanism. It's the responsibility of the rider. Same thing with street bikes to oil those bikes. So obviously the oil is lost out of the engine. It's not recirculating like you have now. These bikes also have no brakes, no transmissions, and that's all about lightweight setup. If you were to actually take one of these bikes by the handlebars and move it a few feet, you would be amazed at how light they are. And so with that oil being spent out the bottom of the engine, guess where it ends up? On the wooden track. But one of the things this replica does not represent is the condition that the tracks were allowed to fall into, where boards are missing and they're very rough. They're not finished in any way. So it's very slick. And when the video fires back up, we'll also get a chance to see the video on the back side of this track. The bikes would all bunch up, and you see that in a lot of racing now, because they're sharing a draft. They're sharing the wind resistance. So you get this really tight clusters of bikes. And sometimes you would see that in some of the dirt track racing too, but as one person who was here a few weeks ago put it, you could almost put a blanket over just that one set of riders. They were that tightly grouped together. But by this point, the bikes are topping 100 miles an hour, and they're coming up on the arrow when a racing bike is going to average 100 miles an hour in a race, and that was kind of a big breakthrough. It was actually a Harley rider that averaged 100 miles an hour, but you can see that those low-slung handlebars, it's all about, so the rider, they knew about air resistance, and they knew about, reducing the drag on the bike and rider combination. In some cases, the pedals are fixed, and in other cases, they actually look like bicycle pedals. On the civilian bikes or the street bikes, that's how they got them started. You'll see that when we get into the serial number 1 gallery. But very, very dangerous. A lot of people were killed, and there was a particularly nasty wreck in New Jersey in 1912 in which a total of 8 people were killed, including 6 spectators, because if you're going to lose it in a turn like this, guess where the bike's going to go? Right up into the stands. They didn't have catch fences or anything like that. And the other thing I was going to say is, obviously the banking, if anybody's curious, this does accurately represent in some of the cases how steep the banking was, because the steeper your banking, the more speed you can carry through the turn. Like anybody who's going to watch the Daytona 500 tomorrow, I will, because I'm a big NASCAR fan. You can go, in some cases, open throttle all the way around the track, just wide open.